I thought there were a fair amount of positive effects that they would have. I thought that it was nice that we'd only have 5 classes because we just have fewer things to deal with, fewer things to think about. Um, the length of the classes, the fact that they're 72 minutes now, seemed like a good idea to me because often in classes like science where you have to do labs or math classes, um, things are rushed and you have to do 2 days to take 2 days to do a lab or something like that. So I thought that it was a good idea because I'd hoped that we could slow down the pace of our in-class work.
One of my concerns was the length of the class periods getting longer, and I was afraid that the students might be bored and might have too much time to have to hear the same teacher lecture. Well, even though it was a concern, it was also a benefit to have longer class periods. If there were different ways of learning within that class period, I think that that would have been beneficial, especially like I mentioned before, it was a concern with kids who have special needs or special accommodations for things, learning styles. If you have a longer time period and you are teaching in different types of learning situations, those people who have different learning styles can learn by those different styles.
At first, I was a little bit worried about it because change in general was a scary thing for people, but I had a class with one of the teachers who was on board for finding out stuff about the trimester, and he kept coming back with information like during exam time it's much less stressful, things like going to other schools, seeing kids, whereas like exam time Homestead would be freaking out, pulling hair. These kids were relaxed, only had to worry about up to 5 exams, throw in an exemption, and maybe a class that isn't such serious workload, and it's pretty easy. Lunch turned into breakfast for me, but that I can get used to, that's fine, it's not a big deal. Other than that, I really like it, because, like I said earlier, you only have a couple of classes to worry about at a time.
I didn't know anything about the trimester system. When the first I heard about the trimester system was through some very vocal parents in the community that were very organized and actually a little bit focused on not letting the trimester go through. And my impression was the trimester system was a new program being considered. So I was very naive as a parent, and actually I signed a petition agreeing that we should be holding off on the trimester to give the board more time. I was a bit naive and a little bit foolish in signing that because I realized afterwards that the board and the school had been looking for over a year plus at the trimesters as a way of maintaining our excellence in the schools. And after I discovered that the petition and the use of that information seemed to be a little bit more for political gain, I asked to be removed from that. So I guess I was officially against the trimester initially. I think like a lot of parents, the big concern about the trimester was the unknown and not really understanding what it meant for our kids. And yet, on balance to that, I also trusted the school board and the administrators and the teachers in this school district, which are really second to none, that they weren't going to be starting a program that was going to fail. And I've been very happy to see that they didn't. From what I've seen in the early going of the trimester system, I think it's done a number of things. I think it's energized the teachers and the administrators. From what I've seen, the school is unified and determined to make this program work. And that really means a lot, particularly with the amount of negative energy that went into the program from parts of the community. I think the teachers have really been exceptional in making it work. I think we just have a very passionate community, and I think passion is good. I think it really energizes people, and that energy can either be used in a positive or a negative way. And what I learned in the last year is I need to be better educated as a parent, and yet what I know, and I hope some of our community members believe this, is that we should trust the school. we have a public school system that is exceptional. Many of us could choose to go to private school and have our kids go to private school, and we don't. And the reason we don't is we know we're in a very exceptional place, and we should appreciate that. And I, for one, am very appreciative of the school administrators and the teachers, and I don't think they give enough credit for what they've done. So hopefully moving forward, as we look at other programs, we as a community can be respectful of other opinions and hold ourselves in that regard and set examples for our kids, because really it's all about the student, and our kids are going to do very well.